Well, good morning, everybody. Well, it's not spring yet. It's still winter. Still snow on the ground. Can't go rock hounding. Let's go find something else to do instead. Alright, well, if you're anything like me, I bet you are going a little stir crazy right now because the only rocks that are out and available are under snow. And so I'm going to take you today on a rock hounding adventure, and we're going to look into some interesting and maybe surprising places to find some incredible rocks, or in the least, just rocks. Alright guys, here we go. So one of the things that you can do to get rocks is do what I do and trade with rockhound friends. This is some really nice serpentine. This is out of California from a friend named Christy. And we trade back and forth. As you can see, I'm in my shop and I have my rocks are all organized mostly in totes, different totes, different materials. So you always have your own rocks that you can go through. But you could also think about trading your rocks with friends from other states. And if you're anything like me, you have buckets of rocks around your house full of treasures that you don't know that you have. So in my truck, we're going to head out. We're going to see what we can find today. Let's see, the first place I'm stopping at would be a thrift store. Thrift stores, they get donations made. This is a thrift store that we have in Utah, but unfortunately they're not open on Sundays. So we'll go on to the next location. Next place on the list is the Home Depot. Or Lowe's, or any hardware supply store that sells landscaping rocks. And I just so happen to have a bag of landscaping pebbles from Lowe's that we'll be looking at when we're done on our adventure here. On to the next place. The next place is Ross, Dress for Less. You could also go to TJ Maxx or Home Goods. They all carry rocks, mostly dyed agates, bookends type stuff, but definitely a place that you can go to and look for rocks. Pet stores. Pet stores are great places because they have to carry rocks for fish and lizards. So this is a great place to go look. You would want to look in the bedding supply, fish supply area. As enticing as it is, I do not recommend stealing rocks from people's landscape. Another excellent alternative is to go to a rock shop if you have a rock shop in your town. This one's a great one. I take my stuff down here to get slabbed. The owner's really nice, and he has an online store if you look up Bryson's Rock Shop. How about the Dollar Tree? In their craft section they have pebbles. They're about an inch or two, but they are sourced out of Canada and they are dyed with a wax. But if you run them under hot water, you can get all that brown wax residue off, and you might be surprised with what you find. So Walmart has a craft department, and inside that craft department they have rocks for decorating, and I have found some agates in those rocks. It's always kind of fun to look and see what you can find. Similar to going to a landscape supply store and buying rocks in the bulk. You never know what you're going to get, but there's always a chance that you could find some interesting ones. Some other locations that I don't personally have in my own hometown would be going to a museum and going to a rock display. You get to see some pretty rocks that way, and museum gift shops generally have rocks for sale, either in jewelry form or in the rough. Also furniture supply stores. You know, I'd mentioned TJ Maxx and Ross and Home Goods, but furniture supply stores, they often use rocks as displays, and they even clearance them out once in a while, so you can find good deals that way. Craft stores are another one we don't have here in town, but like Michael's, Joann Fabrics, those places, they sometimes carry rocks. I know that rock painting is kind of a big deal now, so people are painting rocks, and that's also something that you could get into. And then just going back to what I was talking about before we left my house, and that's trading rocks. And you can trade rocks by going to a rock club in your community and making some friends that way, and you could get some pretty good contacts that way and be able to find rocks as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the house, and I'm going to get my bag of rocks from Lowe's. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to show it to you, and we're going to see if we can find some agates. See out here in one of my buckets, that's some of my Chrysocolla Douglas geodes, and they've filled up with water, so I'll have to dump them out in the spring, but I'm not going to worry about them right now. But what we got here is river rock. This is from Lowe's. I'm just going to dump some in and see what we can find. So as you can see here, this rock is covered in sand and mud, and so I'm going to rinse it off really carefully. Marsh, quit drinking out of the toilet. Anyways, I'm going to rinse this out and really carefully make sure that the dirt doesn't go down the drain and that it all goes outside in my garden. So I have gone through all the rocks in this bucket, and I didn't find a single agate. There are some good painting rocks in here, and it was fun to get my hands dirty for a bit. So keep on rocking. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Thank you.